Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you doing today, people? Today we'll be discussing about the important issues related to reciting the Quran in Ramadan. Important issues related to reciting the Quran in Ramadan. There are a few issues related to reciting the Quran during Ramadan which ought to be mentioned. Number one, a person ought to evaluate him or herself as not all people are the same. When it comes to worship, it is also a missed opportunity to let Ramadan come and go without completing one full reading of the Quran. Completing the Quran in Ramadan is Sunnah, which Jibril established by reviewing the Quran with the Prophet ﷺ during Ramadan. And it has been a long-standing practice of the Muslims ever since the time of the Messenger ﷺ. You may have noticed that many people are eagerly engaged in good deeds during the first part of Ramadan, including reciting the Quran, but then how quickly do they lose steam? Steam means the anxiety, the mood, the effort. How quickly do they just forget about doing this? Reciting the Quran, engage in good deeds during the first part of Ramadan, including reciting the Quran, but then how quickly do they lose steam after just a few days and you see them being too lazy to do these deeds? Because of that, for anyone who knows this to be his habit, then the most fitting thing for him to do is to set himself a reading schedule and set a pace of one juz per day, even if it's just 2 pages per day. But it's better if you can read one juz per day. That means you will finish the whole Quran in 30 days. By doing this, one would complete the Quran once during this month, and if one were to continue on this schedule throughout the months of the year, that is something possible, and this is ultimately revolves around one's resolve and determination. Thank you. We'll be rounding up today on this note.